right. So let me take share, copy. Message hit link for interview. Had to do. All right, got that going. We go to the back and go here. All right.
Okay, you were incorrect. It is live, so if you're home, you can watch it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, bye. It's on YouTube. YouTube?
Yep, it's gonna be on YouTube. I just had to set it up through Zoom.
Is that how? Yeah, because I can't do StreamYard. It's too much.
Oh no, I understand. Yeah. Your publicist told me last night. She was like, "Yeah, Luenell ain't gonna be able to do that."
I can't do StreamYard. Something I don't know. It's weird about signing in and shit like that. I don't know.
Oh no,
I'm gonna pull it up as we talk too.
Okay, let me make sure they can see us. Let's see. Okay, yep, they in here. They can see us. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so let me get off that. Get the nigga rig that a little bit. That's okay though. Okay, we'll put you up here. All right, so Miss Luenell.
Hey, Storm.
I want to say it is truly a pleasure to have you on the show for the second time now. You came on in 2021. And I remember because as soon as you hit the link, you said, "Nigga, what you got to say to me? If you try me, nigga, I'ma drag you." And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, it's not like that.
We haven't had any problems like that.
No, it's not like that. So we had a good interview then. It's definitely great to see you now. And I have to say, and give you an official welcome, actress, comedian. You're a thespian now as well, and the original bad girl of comedy, Miss Luenell. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. I'm not a thespian now. I started in theater before I ever did comedy.
Oh, okay. Okay. I know that's right.
I've been a thespian. Not a lesbian, but shout out to the lesbians too.
How you feeling? How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. Actually, I'm good.
Well, I wanted you to actually get into telling us about your debut on Broadway.
As I said, I started in theater back in Oakland, California. Somebody in the chat was talking about how I always claim Oakland. I was raised in Oakland in the Bay Area, but I was born in Arkansas.
Right.
But I had not done theater in a long time because my comedic television and film career had taken off. So when I went on the Tamron Hall show, she had heard me, I think, speak about how I sort of missed theater and wouldn't mind trying to go back. In my journey through life, maybe try to do theater again. Okay. And she arranged for me to have a limited appearance in the play Chicago at the Ambassador Theater on Broadway, not off Broadway, not kind of Broadway, on Broadway.
On Broadway, yes.
On Broadway, yes. On Broadway. And it was really cool to be back in the dressing rooms and seeing all the chaos that goes on behind the curtain before the curtain goes up, before the orchestra starts playing in the pit, and the camaraderie and the energy. It was great.
Now, I wanted to ask you this. What's more difficult, getting on stage and telling jokes or doing Broadway? Because you both like to, in order to do both, you have to be able to think on your feet. You move with the energy of the audience. So which one did you find to be more difficult?
Well, I would have to say doing theater would be more difficult than doing stand up for the simple reason that you don't have anybody else that you need to rely on when you're
Mm,
doing stand up. It's just you. But when you're doing theater, you have to consider your blocking. You have to be at a certain place when you say a certain line. You have to interact with your co-stars and the music and the energy of the other people. And then you also have to memorize script. You have to memorize lines, which you don't have to do if you're doing stand up if you're not a scripted comic, which I am not. So uh, they're both difficult, but I would say theater is more difficult.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, congratulations again on that. You deserve all your flowers. And I wanted you to speak on too, like tell the people how long you've actually been in the business, because so many people that transition from social media to trying to like get into Hollywood, they don't understand that it literally takes years to build a long-standing career.
Well, I've been doing stand up, film, and television for over 30 years. My daughter is 28, and I've been on television ever since she was born. Even though at that time, when she was young, it was local television. I was a television host on what used to be a Black owned and operated television station in Oakland, California, called the Soul Beat Television Network. It was sort of like BET before BET. Black
Okay.
owned, Black operated, Black cameraman, Black television hosts, Black engineers, Black lighting people. And that's where I got a lot of my training at. And yeah, 30 plus years. It Because of social media, it does not take as long and you do not have to work as hard as
Okay.
we had to work when we first started out, or the people that came before me, because the social media that we had back in the day was, hey, that girl's funny, go see her. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Or you walked around with a bunch of flyers in your purse and you or your pocket, and you put them on cars and handed them out to people in beauty shops, barbecue places, barber shops, and stuff like that. That was our social media. And you have to realize that when I started doing stand-up comedy, this was before there was a Comic View or a Def Jam or any Black people on
Uh,
television weekly on any kind of regular basis.
you're right. You're right. So you literally had to hit the ground running, catching buses, planes, and trains to get wherever you had to be.
It wasn't no planes yet. It was definitely buses and cars. You get four comics in the car, drive somewhere, or you take a Greyhound bus and go somewhere. Or then if you got really advanced, you might get on a train. But yeah, it was cars and buses back then. That was it.
Good Lord, good Lord. Well, I wanted to also talk about Katt Williams, and of course, he had that super viral interview on Shannon Sharpe's podcast. That's literally going to go down in history. So, my first question to you about that is, when can we expect to see you on Club Shay Shay?
You would have to ask Shannon Sharpe that question.
I understand, because both you and Katt, you guys say what's on your mind. You have a lot of stories about Hollywood. I'm surprised he has not reached out to you yet.
I'm not.
Oh,
We've reached out to him, but I don't feel that Shannon Sharpe feels like I'm a big enough celebrity to be on his show. I don't think he's really familiar with me in that way.
what?
That's what I feel. I could be wrong. It would be up for him to say it. He ain't booked me yet. That's all I can say. I'm sure he's pretty booked up. After Katt's interview is when people really got put on to Shannon even more. And so now either he's, clamoring to get certain people, or certain people are clamoring to be on.
Of course.
And I don't think I'm at the top of his priority list. If I were, I'd be booked by now.
Okay. Well, yeah, we need to change that because we definitely need you on that platform for sure. I wow.
Or not, I'm doing yours. So
Yeah, I know that's right. I know. Anyway, but moving on from that, I just wanted to ask you about that. But moving on from that, can you speak on who Katt Williams is as a person and what it's like to actually go on tour with him, work with him, be his friend? You went on tour with him last year, and I think Torrey Hart went on tour with you guys as well, right?
I was not on tour with him last year. Uh, Tori Hart did a few dates
She did a
with
few
him,
dates. Okay.
and but I have been on tour with him twice, way back about 15 years ago, when he was doing the Pimp Chronicles tour, and subsequently we did the film American Hustle after that.
Okay.
And then I was on tour with him maybe about 3 years ago. No, let me see. We was in Rwanda 3 years ago. I don't know. It wasn't that far back.
Okay.
For me, I can only speak about Katt's relationship as it pertains to me. For me, it was one of the best experiences of my life because in the first tour, I had never played arenas. Like the Ari Crown Theater in Chicago and big platforms like that. I had not done that yet.
Okay.
15 years ago, he's the person who broke me into that. He was so popular, that uh, during that first tour, we he we were just along for the ride. Definitely had to stop flying commercial because of all the hubbub that would go on in the airport when we came through. Because it wasn't just the four of us, Red Grant, Melanie Camacho, myself, and Katt. There was his security, and there was this and that, and so it was a squad of us. We did cause quite the scene going through the airport. So then that's when the private jets and tour buses came into play. I definitely have enjoyed working with them then, now, and if the future that happens again in the future as well. I don't have anything bad to say about my experiences, and of course I made money.
Right, which is what we in it for. So, which is
Yeah.
good, which is good.
Well, that's not what
I
I'm in it for, actually. That's not
okay.
what I'm in it for.
What
I
you
can
in it
make
for?
money doing other things, as I do film and I do television. I do stand up for my soul. I do stand
Mm.
up as my church. I do stand up for, the love and the attention. And the money is the perk. But I don't do stand up for money. The money, I did stand up for many, many years before there was money. Because as I said, when we started out, we were only getting paid like $50. Nobody was getting the $100,000 paydays when I started doing comedy.
Of course, I mean, I know I've even heard other comedians speak on like they basically spent money to be able to go and perform and get from city to city, and yeah, it they spent more than they made. So yeah, I definitely hear you on that.
Yeah, then, not anymore.
Not anymore. I also wanted your thoughts on some current topics like the Diddy apology. Did you believe it? Everybody seems to be so shocked and up in arms about shit that we've been hearing for years and decades. But what were your thoughts on the apology?
On the apology,
Yes, ma'am.
too much, too little, too late. Like, if I accidentally open a cabinet and hit you in the eye like that, I can apologize for that. That was a mistake. That was something I did not intend to do. But from the video, what we saw, those that was intentional. And I don't think that you can apologize for that. You can't apologize for kicking me. You can't apologize for throwing me to the ground. I don't accept. I don't accept his apology. He didn't apologize to me. He didn't do it to me because people who prey on people They don't prey on people like me. They don't prey normally on people who are loud, people who have a platform, people who can tell they prey, and I say that word prey, they prey on people who are a little weaker, who are a little softer, who don't have a strong platform and maybe not a strong family. I have 7 brothers and sisters. I have 4 brothers. I have 17 nieces and nephews. Nobody would want that smoke with me, and plus I'm telling everything that ever has happened to me, and there has been things happen to me as well. I've told, it's just that nobody protected me, just like nobody protected Cassie. I'm sure somebody knew, or the people who were around him that aided him knew. The person who accepted the $50,000 at the hotel knew. So I thought his apology, and anybody who was affiliated with that fuckery, can't apologize. It was weak. He didn't, people were like, he didn't say her name. Legally, he can't say her name.
Exactly.
By court documents, he is not allowed to say her name. She can't say his. But he could have said to my victim, I apologize. To the person I hurt specifically, I apologize. It was weak. He's not that great an actor. We found that out when he did Raisin in the Sun. So I didn't buy it. I didn't like it. It's too late. It's not going to help. I would like to know where he went to rehab at. If everybody's spilling the beans, why don't some rehab people spill the beans and say, yeah, Diddy came to our facility to seek help for his violent behavior. We can't say any more than that. And nobody came out and said that. When did he get counseling? I would just like to know, because Cassie's not the only one. So
she's definitely not the only one. She's definitely not. And I think for me, I saw right through it. I'm like, it's not genuine. You sorry you got called. You were just saying the shit wasn't even real, and then now you're sorry for your behavior. It didn't make sense. But
yeah, it
yeah,
was terrible.
it didn't. Um, I'm hoping that going forward in the future, more people will come out and speak about the abuse that both men and women suffer in Hollywood.
That more people will what? I'm sorry, I was trying to do something. You would hope that more people would do what?
More people come out and come forward and speak out about the abuse that goes on in Hollywood.
Or in your own home, or in Utah, or in Chicago. If you see something, say something. I don't understand how people, I mean, I do, because now let me backtrack. I do understand how people cannot say stuff. I lived next door to a neighbor when I lived in East Oakland, and he would beat her up regularly.
Mm.
But I was young. I was a young girl though. So my word, nobody would pay any attention to what I say at that time. But I just don't see how in good, and people don't want to get involved, and then you get involved and the lady go back to the guy a week later or whatever. It's a slippery slope when it comes to getting involved in other people's business. But I just think that, just it's too late if you know something and you don't say anything, and now this woman ends up dead. Then it's too late to say something. Then I don't know. It's very tricky situation.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just wanted your thoughts on that because that was definitely all over the news lately. I had another question for you too. Would you ever do any more hosting gigs with Zeus Network?
No.
Okay. That was definitely with a period. No.
Period.
Got it. Got it. Um, your Fenty contract that you had a few years back, like, would you ever be an ambassador for them again? I feel like we had a bunch of influencers and as well as comedians and actresses get Fenty contracts, and then I don't know why Rihanna hasn't continued that or what's going on with that.
Well, I was a Savage X Fenty lingerie ambassador. That's what I
Yes,
was. And I thank her for that opportunity. You know, being a grown ass woman and a curvy one at that. Some may say fat or whatever. It was a miracle that she even had the a forethought to make lingerie in bigger sizes because she didn't have to. She could have
sure.
made them in her sizes or in just regular model size, but she had, you know, she has large size lingerie as well. And when I talked to her, I thought we were just kidding. And then the contracts came, and I was like, oh shit. And then, you know, I had to put the stuff on and try to shoot it in a way that accentuate the garments and make it look tasteful and not, you know, I'm somebody's mother at the end of the day, you know, and I
Yes.
have done some things. But I think that was a good look for me and for her because Rihanna is a great brand. It's not like I did it for Rainbow or, you know, Timu, not to begrudge them because I've worn stuff from both of them back in the day. But I just thought that doing it for her would bring a level of classiness to the situation, and that if I was going to do it, that's the only way I would do it for her.
For her. I got it. It was dope. It was definitely innovative, and it's just like no wonder that it sold out and it did so well. She had sizes for regular men, regular size women. It just made sense. So I was there for it. Rihanna's a smart cookie for sure.
Did you
Um,
see some of the photos, Storm?
I definitely did see some of the photos. I definitely did see the photos. And they were definitely tastefully done.
We tried because also during that time, some of the photos I had to shoot in Texas because I was recovering from a total
The
knee
knee.
replacement surgery.
Yes.
So some of those photos, I was in a great deal of pain taking those photos, just standing up maybe on one leg or whatever like that. And we had to shoot it in a way that, you know, and I didn't have professional photographers when I was recovering in Texas. Those were like my nieces, and that took some of those photos. We did the best we could.
No, you guys definitely did a good job. You definitely did. I wanted to ask you as well about Soul of America Blacks in Las Vegas that's currently on Hulu. Can you tell us about that? Because a lot of people don't. First off, a lot of people are not even aware that Vegas has a substantial Black population. A lot of people don't even know that. But let you speak on that show that's on Hulu.
Blacks in Las Vegas is a documentary that was shot and directed by my friend Teen, who's an Emmy Award winning director. It goes through the history of Blacks in Las Vegas in the entertainment field, starting back, you know, with the Rat Pack and Sammy and everything, going all the way up through myself and Usher and, you know, people who are out here now, New Edition, Tony Braxton, and all that. And I was very excited to be included in that documentary. I believe it's still on Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really something to see because we have come a long way. We still have a long way to go. Las Vegas has been very good to me. It has not always been very good to Black entertainers. And it really breaks my heart about the Moulin Rouge, which was the only Black not owned, Blacks did not own the Moulin Rouge, but the Black a casino that catered to African Americans,
Right.
Black dealers, Black restaurants, Black swimming pool attendants, Black showgirls, Black everything. And needless to say, they had late shows. So when Sammy and Dean and everybody got done on the Strip, a lot of times they would come over to the Moulin Rouge and see those pretty black showgirls. And, a lot of people would leave the Strip and come down there. Well, the Strip wasn't very happy about that. They wanted to keep their money up there on the Strip. They didn't want you coming over here hanging out with the blacks. And
The blacks.
anyway,
Yeah.
the documentary covers all that up to how it's going now. And Vegas, I never thought I would leave California, which I haven't. I still have a house in California, Los Angeles. But I never thought I would be moving to Nevada. But with me having my residency here, going on the 4th year at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, and being the only Black female with the comedy residency in Las Vegas, not the first, not the last. I'm the only one right now. And it has worked out well for me. And I have a better quality of life here in Las Vegas than I did in Los Angeles. Las Vegas is changing its landscape in as much as it used to be a place where old entertainers be, and all this kind of stuff.
So where you would go to retire.
Yeah. You're on your way out.
Yeah, because that used to be the thing, like, oh God, you have a residency. It was like the death of your career. Yeah, true.
Right, but Bruno changed all that.
Absolutely.
And then we had Usher, and now we got people like Wu-Tang Clan coming to Vegas. I never would have thought that was gonna happen.
Yeah, oh God, and Usher is killing it. I got to go see Usher this year too, because he definitely.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's not here now, but he's coming back
in the fall. Okay, dope.
I believe so.
I did want to say as well, congratulations on selling out. Netflix is a joke. You actually sold out on April 26th, correct?
Yes, at the Regent Theater in Los Angeles, which was amazing. And prior to that, just a month before that, I had the distinct pleasure to be able to perform at and sell out the world famous Apollo Theater in Harlem.
Nice.
And, the Apollo, I didn't even know I was going to be performing there. My agent had been working on it, didn't tell me. And when I got it, I was like, are you kidding? I'm doing the Apollo in Harlem? Well, the Apollo is normally known as a musical venue, not a comedic venue. So that's why I was like so gagged. I'm like, I'm going to be, and usually it was the first theater I had ever done on my own. Usually when I do theaters, it's with the boys, DL and Cedric and Tommy Davidson and Luenell, stuff like that. But this was just me, my name on the marquee, where so many other great names have been. And it was very emotional for me. They also told me that there had not been a Black female comic sell out the Apollo Theater since 1968 when Moms Mabley did it. Wow. So I'm like, wow, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it, but it turns out that was the truth. So, it's a pretty nice trajectory that I'm on right now. And I'm grateful to the people for supporting me since the Soul Beat days until now.
Absolutely. Well, I have to say, Luenell, you have truly been doing your big one. A couple more questions before you go. Are you bringing your podcast back on YouTube? Hey, Luenell, are you bringing it back? Are you going to kind of chill for now? What do you think?
I was doing that during the coronavirus lockdown. I had to do something to stay positive and connected with my fans. And also, I was going to forget how to put on makeup if I didn't do something. So every Wednesday during the Rona, I did Hey Luenell's YouTube show. I will not be bringing it back because I'm no longer in one place at 3:00 on Wednesdays. So I can't, I'm usually flying or doing something else. But my goal, and I'm working toward that every day, is to be the next Black female on late night television. I would love to be on network TV. I've talked to people who've had network television shows, Arsenio, George Lopez. They said for what I want to do, that I won't be able to do it on network TV. I don't believe that. And so I'm working toward that. But even if I'm not on network television, I'd be happy to stream a late night TV show. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, any of that. But we'll see, because I've got some powers that be that are pulling for me, and we're working every day toward that goal.
I love that. I love that. And anything can be done. I hate when people say, "Oh, that's not gonna work." You don't know what's gonna work until it works. Like like
Absolutely. And
anything's possible.
absolutely. And I really would like it to be on network television, because that's where it's so white. Network TV, late night is all white men. They don't have any Latinas. They don't have any Asians. They don't have any Blacks. They don't have any women. And this is all this old white boy stuff, from the Grammy committee to the Oscar committee to the everything like that. We've got to break that up, because we do not live in a all white male world. Everybody should be depicted. It is a multicultural world. It needs to be like that in late night and on television in general. I won't even do shows anymore that don't have multicultural crew and cast.
Nice. Nice. I love that. I love that. Well,
Yeah,
Luenell,
I wouldn't do it.
Luenell, I want to thank you for coming on.
Oh, we done?
Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'm not gonna hold you all morning. Can you let the people know where they can find you and follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Luenell, at Luenell. I also am on Facebook. I've got a Luenell fashion page, a Luenell celebrity page, a Luenell personal page, but there's been recently a lot of people making fake pages pretending to be me. If you come across a page that says Luenell Campbell and it has 14 friends, honey,
That's not you. It's not
that
you,
ain't me.
obviously. Yeah.
And then also you can go to my website to check out my tour dates. That's heyluenell.com, HeyLuenell.com. That's where you can buy merchandise. You can see clips. It'll direct you to my Netflix special that's still streaming on Netflix right now, Town Business. And you can get tickets to my shows on my website. And if you're in Vegas on the Sunday or Monday, which we got Memorial Weekend, you can come see me any Sunday or Monday night at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, 9:30 p.m.
Thank you, Luenell, so much. Take care and you enjoy your day, all right?
Thank you, Storm. And